So guys, we did a thing. Yeah. So as you know, a lot of the content that I post is stick shift stuff. But me personally, like my personal car is a Power Glide 5.4 swapped, big single turbo SN95 Mustang known as Barney. A lot of people know the car, and some of you are, have yet to see it, but it's coming. It's almost done because we just redid everything from the ground up. All new suspension, axle, rear housing, brakes. Let's see what else. The motor's been completely refreshed, new intake, all new timing setup. Andrew Lavender did all the engine work, and then put a big old turbo on there, the biggest one we could run for a class is to kind of still stay in the street car stuff, and a lot of safety stuff because we plan on going pretty fast this year. Anyhow, since I post a lot of stick shift stuff, and I've been wanting like hell to get back into stick shift racing for me personally, not just supporting Joel and Jonathan Atkins and all those guys by just going out and helping them, but like I myself wanted to get back into it. So I had some choices what I wanted to do. Well, it seems like everybody is, everybody's running a, some sort of boosted V8, whether it's twin turbo, single turbo, Chevrolet or Ford, which is great. But I want to do something different. Like you got Joel Granis out there, doing the 2JZ stuff, which is freaking awesome. But I didn't want to do that because 2J stuff is incredibly expensive. And yeah, nah, I'm good. So anyhow, I want to do something different. So I had the wild idea that I was going to go back to a car that I used to have back when I was younger, and it was one of the funnest cars I've ever owned. And I've had two of them, and I swore I was never going to get another one, but I couldn't help myself. And I'm going to show you. Any of you guys, you see that hood there? You have an idea what that is, because that hood's a dead giveaway of what it is. But I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to show you guys. Don't freak out. Don't kill me. I think it's going to be a pretty cool ride. Dun, dun, dun. No, I'm not kidding. That's my Can-Am. I'm just joking there. That ain't gonna break no records anytime soon. But it is a lot of fun. It's raining out here in Tennessee, so please bear with me. It's not gonna be the V-Dub. That right there is an R-Line V-Dub. It's cool. A little turbo. Wife's car runs back and forth. It's fun. Is it gonna be the S550? No, that's an A10 car. And it seems like everybody and their mother is throwing a set of twins on these cars and going out and running fucking fives, or at least sevens and eights. So that's becoming like the Me Too thing. So that's not what I wanted to do. Let's turn around and see what we got. There it is, guys. 2004 Evo 8 in the super rare Blue by You paint. So it's not a show car by any means. She's a little rough, but for it being damn near 20 years old and having exchanged a lot of hands, she's in pretty decent shape. Now this one, I got really, really lucky with this one because it came with a lot of badass goodies already in it. So it's got a really, really strong foundation to go out there and run some good numbers. Now, is it going to set any records? No, she's not. But is it going to go out there and be competitive and be a lot of fun and surprise a few people? You damn right. So, if you know anything about these cars, you already know they got a strong platform right from the factory from Mitsubishi. But if you don't know anything about them, I'm going to give you a little rundown. So these guys, it's powered by the legendary 4G63. And then it comes with a decent sized turbo. So back in the 90s and in the early 2000s, all guys were doing was throwing an intake, some intercooler piping, and turn up the boost a little bit, making 400 wheel in a car that barely weighs 3,000 pounds, and just going out and wrecking everything on the street. So these guys, easy 11-second car. You know what I mean? They do come in different trim levels. You have the RS, which is the base model. You see a lot of those are pretty much a race car with an interior. Roll up windows, super light, no wing, all the bare bones stuff. Really, really, really light car, and I think it's under 3,000 pounds, but I could be wrong. This, on the other hand, this is an SSL, and what that means is it has sun, sound, and leather. The sun means that's a sunroof, so there's weight. Sound, which has infinity speakers in the doors and in the back, so that's more weight. And then leather, so it's got the Recaro leather interior, which looks pretty dope when it's in good shape. But this is almost 20 years old, and I got it from a wholesale broker, and I don't know how long they had it sitting outside, and people before that where it was at. But you see it's got leather door panels. So other than the seats, the interior's in pretty daggum good shape. It came with some gauges, and I think only one of them work, maybe two of them work, so that crap's coming out. But other than that, mechanically, it's pretty damn cool. I got super lucky with this car because when I walked up to it, you know, I know these. I've had two of these already, so I'm snooping it, checking it out, and seeing if it's a typical, you know, Evo stuff that's been done. I spot a Cosworth head. Okay, and if you guys know anything about Cosworth, they build some pretty badass shit, especially overseas and in Europe and Japan and things. So of course, I'm not going to say anything to the damn wholesaler that, you know, there's possibly an Evo 8 with a fully built motor sitting here, because who in the hell's going to put a $5,000 head on a car and run a stock turbo, unless it was somebody's, like, somebody built this thing, had a big turbo on it once upon a time, and then decided to sell it, put stock turbo back on it and stuff like that. So that was just kind of like my, you know, my hypotheses, if that's what you want to say. But anyhow, I did some digging, called around, posted a few things online to find out it's exactly what I suspected. That is a fully built Cosworth 2.0. Cosworth 2 short block, so it's rods, pistons, you know, and it's forged crank, and then it's got the Cosworth head on it with cams and the whole gamut. So it's already got a strong foundation. These things are good for at least 700 horsepower. I'm gonna throw some. Right now, it's on pump gas. It's already got a aftermarket fuel rail, some fuel injector clinic injectors. So pretty much what's on it right now, in terms of fueling wise, because I was able to get a hold of the previous owner and the owner before that knows this car, and it's got a lot of good stuff in it. It's only roughly 10,000 miles, which just blows me away. But it is what it is. So it's got a really strong foundation. It's just got a stock turbo on it. Well, the stock Evo 9 turbo, which is good for about 400 horsepower or so, which is not anything these days. But in a 3,000 pound street car that's all-wheel drive, that'll straight up get down. But ripping the turbo off, changing the manifolds, we're going to put probably a precision or maybe a Jose turbo, since I run a Jose turbo now in my other car. So I'm probably going to do something with forced inductions. It's the equivalent of like a 64, 66. Which should easily take us to 700 horsepower, E85, and then I think that's all we really need. It's got the clutch. Transmission's been, you know, is pretty solid from what I understand. But again, we'll find out when you launch it at like 6,000 RPM. Around the car a little bit. So again, I said it's Blue by You, which the paint right now, my potato ass phone is doing a lot of justice for the paint. But trust me, it's not as good as it looks. But it's decent. It's for the age of the car and where it's been sitting. It's pretty good. Does have a 4-inch intercooler on it. I don't know the brand, but I spotted some pretty nice stuff on it. So I don't think it's, you know, a chimichurri intercooler, but it could be. And then it is on aftermarket suspension, stock wheels. You know, JDM guys are probably going to go nuts over this thing. You know, that wing is apparently super rare. I don't know. But for what it is, it's in decent shape. And it came with a brand new tail light, because I guess it's the seal around it. You know, it's gone, so you can see it's got the condensation in there. But yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see a 4-door Evo get up there and run with the stick shift, guys. Not the elite stick shift, but you know what I'm saying. You guys probably think I'm crazy for doing such a thing, but it's different. You know, like everybody's doing the same freaking thing now. Like it's the same shit. It's just who can make more power on a overhead cam motor, or who can make more power on a pushrod motor. You know, and nothing's wrong with that. That's cool and all, but like it just ain't different. Or I mean, it's just, we need something different. So I think this is what I'm doing here. You know, back in the early 2000s, you know, these things were just running all over the place. And, you know, I remember having one of these, and my domestic buddies were like, fuck no, I'm not racing that car, because it just dead hooks and goes. Now you see them, you know, in some roll racing videos, and see a lot of them have kind of been like pulled into the stance world. You know, so all the tilty wheel dudes are, yeah, they're doing that stuff, which good on you, but Christ almighty, you know, you know what these cars are? Like, they're not meant for that. These are the cars are meant to get out there and hurt some feelings, not have goofy ass tilty wheels and ride on this much rubber, and you just take pictures of you vaping on the hood. It's weird. Ugh. Anyhow, yeah, guys, feel free to let me know what you think. Follow along with the build. This is actually right now it's hanging out in my personal garage. We have, Joel and I got a 10,000 square foot warehouse back up in Bowling Green where we do a lot of our work out of and we run our business out of. But it does have, a lift and all the tools and the race cars and stuff. But this is going to be my little pet project. So I think it won't take much to get this where we want it to go. So yeah, be sure to like, comment, let me know what you think. Tell me I'm crazy. That's fine. I'm a bearded ginger after all, so I've done fucking heard it all. But yeah, appreciate the support, guys. Stay tuned for some more content. Joel's car is at about 1 million pieces. My car will be done before his. But we're going to be pushing out some more content, especially stick shift stuff. And like, subscribe, pass the word. You see us out there at the track, come by and say hello. We're happy to talk to people, and anybody who's out there who wants to do stick shift stuff and trying to go really, really fast, Joel is really open to talk to you guys about it. So appreciate the support. Stop by, say hello. You guys be careful out there. See you next time.